Space has really been looking forward to this launch. And our relationship with our customer KETISAT is very special to us. We are extremely proud to provide our long-standing partner, KETISAT, with a state-of-the-art satellite. Koreasat 6A will ensure KETISAT's ability to provide the highest quality satellite services to its customer over the long term and achieve a sustainable growth in KETISAT's satellite business in fixed and broadcasting services. Koreasat 6A will also improve the availability and reliability of CAS, the Korea Augmentation Satellite System, placing Korea at the forefront of secure positioning and navigation performance for air traffic. Koreasat 6A is the fifth satellite to be built by Thales Alenia Space for KETISAT, and we are proud to play such an important role in Korea's satellite communication capacity. It is the outcome of a great teamwork with KETISAT. I would like to extend my congratulations to everyone who has worked so hard to make today's event happen. And I would like to thank KETISAT for their continuous trust in Thales Alenia Space.
Of course, some words there from Thales Alenia Space, the satellite manufacturer of the Koreasat 6A satellite. Now T-minus 4 minutes, 53 seconds and counting. We are coming up on the strong back retract sequence here in just a moment. Just to the call that the process is just about to get underway. As we are preparing to see the clamp arms opening up and the strong back retract. Do want to thank Sulfur for Lunch for marking 3 months with us as a channel member. Appreciate you, Sulfur, who says, "Thank you for being my silver lining." That's very kind of you to say. We're happy to be a bright spot in anyone's day. Now T-minus 3 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Clamp arms are opening up and the strong back just beginning to move away from the Falcon 9 rocket. Again, it reclines about 1.5 degrees away from the Falcon 9 rocket, just a slight lean back here. Pulls back in a much more rapid fashion when we're hitting the point of liftoff. Also want to thank Rodent, no last name, for marking 4 months as a channel member with us, who notes that it is going to be a busy launch month, and that is a very true statement here. Now 3 minutes and counting. First stage lock load should be concluded. Just waiting for that call out.
We should be hearing the call out for lock load completion on stage 1.
Stage 1 lock load complete.
And there's that call.
Heard the call a little bit later. We're now waiting for stage 2 call out to come. Now T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Standing by for the call out for second stage lock load being complete. We're seeing those ground gas close out, so presumably that has come. We're just waiting for the audible call on that.
Stage 2 lock load complete.
And with that, the Falcon 9 is now fully loaded with 1 million pounds of propellant. They are purging the remaining locks from the feed lines there. That is the ground gas closeouts event you're seeing on your screen. See a couple folks gathering to catch this launch in the bottom left-hand corner of this vantage point here at the press lawn. Now a little more than a minute to go. I want to quickly thank our Byler for a $5 super chat saying this is the first launch I've ever watched. And you picked a pretty day for it. Now 1 minute. Listening for the final go for launch from the SpaceX launch director.
Falcon 9 is the startup.
40 seconds.
LB, go for launch.
And with that final go for launch, we are now less than 30 seconds away from the liftoff of this Falcon 9 rocket. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. And here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket on the Koreasat 6A mission. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
By fairing separation.
Uma lanterna do tamanho de um polegar feita na Alemanha, capaz de iluminar até 1000 metros à noite.
Now T plus 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Good progress on the Falcon flight so far. We're watching the glow of the boost back burn here. The Falcon 9 first stage booster making its way back down towards LZ1, attempting to make its 23rd booster landing.
Some awesome views on this.
About to see payload fairing separation. At the conclusion of the boost back shutdown. Now looking at some onboard camera views from the Falcon 9's first and second stages. Coming up, the next milestone here is at T plus 6 minutes and 28 seconds is when the first stage entry burn should begin. Good call that the Falcon 9 first and second stages are following nominal trajectory. Coming up on the 5th minute of this mission so far. Everything moving along nominally with this flight. Still got good eyes on that first stage booster. Those periodic puffs that you're seeing are the cold gas thrusters as the booster is adjusting its attitude, making its way back down towards the landing zone 1 pad over at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. If successful, this will be the first time SpaceX has been able to recover a booster following a 23rd flight. Did not make an attempt to recover B-1061, and SpaceX lost B-1062 when it attempted to land on the drone ship a shortfall of Gravitas following the launch of Starlink 8-6 back on August 28th. So SpaceX looks to certify its boosters for up to 40 flights. Today is an important milestone in proving that they can continue pushing the capabilities of their Falcon 9 first stage boosters. Coming up on the start of the entry burn here. Less than 20 seconds now. Falcon 9 first stage booster will use 3 of its 9 Merlin 1T engines for this entry burn. Standing by for ignition. And there you see the start of the entry burn. You see our tracking shot here. Entry burn now concluded. We're coming up on the landing burn now in less than a minute, coming up at roughly T plus 7 minutes and 41 seconds. Great views of the booster as it makes its way back down. This view coming from our friends Chuck and Jen Briggs with C&J Images. Coming up on the start of the landing burn here momentarily. A little tricky to track as the clouds are kind of obscuring things here, but got the views back. And with a good touchdown, it appears SpaceX has notched its first 23rd booster landing. And here you see from the SpaceX's cameras. Great view here from LZ1. Call out for a nominal parking orbit for the Falcon 9's upper stage. Take a look at some of the telemetry data here. Taking a look now out at stage 2, which is that little white dot heading out over the Atlantic Ocean. So, contrary to the published timeline for this mission, which indicated that there was a single burn of the upper stage, which did seem odd given the destination for this payload, there will be a second burn of the upper stage at about T plus 28 minutes prior to the Koreasat 6A satellite being deployed, T plus 34 minutes and 35 seconds. Releasing it into a geosynchronous transfer orbit. Again, this satellite heading out to the 116 degrees east position to help augment the rest of the satellite fleet for the company KTSat Corporation Limited. So far, a nominal mission with this flight of the Koreasat 6A satellite. Good live picture here of the first stage booster. Again, an important milestone notched for SpaceX today, landing a booster for a 23rd time successfully for the first time. Hopefully they'll be able to replicate this success with a drone ship landing as well. As we are tracking the progress of the upper stage, again, currently in a coast phase right now, want to go ahead and pop back over to our live chat. Thank a few more folks for your support this afternoon. Want to thank Ceaseless1, great handle, for a $5 super chat. Thank you, Ceaseless. The Russian Floof Cat, marking 5 months with us as a channel member, is coming in just before liftoff, saying punch it. Super Tech Boy with a $2 super chat, going to my, as they describe it, undisclosed energy drink fund. Hashtag not sponsored. But we really should look into seeing if we can get a sponsorship from, well, I'll not name names unless or until we can get a sponsorship deal, but perhaps something to look to in the background in between launches here. Our thanks as well to DCNC for a £5 super chat, saying 23, baby, woo. Of course, a nod to the booster B1067 making its 23rd booster landing. And thanks as well to Maxwell Crazy Cat for a $2 super chat, saying thanks again, beautiful landing. Also want to thank one of our wonderful channel members, Chuck Close, with a $25 super chat. Really appreciate that, Chuck, for supporting us at that level. Good to see you this afternoon. Also, hello to Aussie Space Girl for joining us, one of our wonderful moderators, checking in with Callistia Lee and Rusty Shackelford. Now T plus 15 minutes, 41 seconds and counting. Our photographers, Adam Bernstein and Michael Kane, working on some of the photos they were able to capture of this Falcon 9 launch and booster landing. We'll go ahead and show those to you as soon as they're ready to be brought into our system here. In the meantime, of course, SpaceX now with a good liftoff of the Koreasat 6A mission, landing of the first stage booster. Obviously, the mission not over until they deploy the satellite on behalf of their customer, KTSat. That being said, preparations, of course, well underway for the launch of another mission here in Florida, that being the Starlink 6-69 mission. Was intended to launch yesterday, but fortunately, best laid plans and all that. Liftoff currently targeting 4:02 p.m. Eastern. That launch window extends out to 7:44 p.m. Eastern if needed. You can see that Falcon 9 rocket standing over at Space Launch Complex